Hello, my name is Pratiksha Manglekar and today we are studying a very important grammatical topic in English language, that is parts of speech. Parts of speech are extremely important as they are the building blocks of English language. These are categories of words that have similar functions or similar grammatical properties. And there are 8 such categories in English language. That means we have 8 parts of speech. They are as follows. Let us look at all of them in detail. The first part of speech is noun. Noun is a very popular grammatical topic and I'm sure you all must have heard this definition which says noun is a name of a person, place, animal or a thing. Noun essentially is a word that names something. It can name people, for example, a girl, Narendra Modi or my father. Noun can be a name of a place such as an island, India or the veranda. Noun can name things, activities, concepts, processes or ideas such as joy, cricket, sweater. Second part of speech is pronoun. Pronouns are words which are used instead of a noun or a noun phrase. Pronouns are used when the reader or listener already knows the noun you are referring to. For example, how boring would it be if I kept using the same noun throughout in a conversation? For example, I'm talking about my pet cat, Dexter. Okay, let us look at this. Dexter is my pet cat. Dexter is very cute and fluffy. Dexter loves eating chicken and sleeping all day long. The usage of the word Dexter is very repetitive in these particular sentences. Can I make it slightly better with the usage of a pronoun? I can make it better by saying Dexter is my pet cat. He is very cute and fluffy. He loves eating chicken and sleeping all day long. With the usage of this particular pronoun he, I am making this passage a slightly less repetitive, or rather these sentences less repetitive. Okay, but understand, if I directly say he is my pet cat, you wouldn't understand who I am referring to. It is important that the listener must know who you are referring to. We have several pronouns in English language. A few of them are personal pronouns such as I, me, you, she, her, he, him, us, we, they, them. Demonstrative pronoun that, this, these, those. Indefinite pronoun one, other, everybody, anybody, nobody. Interrogative pronouns who, what, which, whose. Possessive pronouns my, your, their, whose. Reflexive and intensive pronouns myself, yourself, themselves. Relative pronouns whom, what, which. Let us move on to the third part of speech, that is an adjective. Adjectives are words that are used to describe nouns. For example, my blue bag or my bag is blue. In both these sentences, the word blue is the adjective which describes the noun bag. Whenever we use adjectives, we need to use them in a certain adjective order. Not many speakers of English are aware of this adjective order. Okay, let us look at them in detail. First, we always say our opinion, beautiful, ugly. Next comes the size, tall, short. Next is the physical quality, hard, soft, shape, round, oval. Fifth is the age, old, new. Sixth is the color, red, white. Seventh is the origin, Indian, European. Eighth is the material, cotton, metal. Ninth is a type, unisex, four-legged. Last and is the purpose, eating, climbing. With what you have just learned, let us try and form a few sentences. For example, my beautiful long white cotton curtain. It is very normal in English language to use multiple adjectives in the same sentence. However, we need to follow the adjective order. For example, my soft round new Indian pillow. With what you have just learned, can you form three sentences following the adjective order and mention them in the comments? Fourth part of speech is the verb. Verbs are words that describe an action. For example, I teach English. Learn English grammar. Let's study together. In these sentences, teach, learn, study are verbs. Fifth part of speech is the adverb. These are words that describe a verb, an adjective, another adverb or a sentence. For example, Priya coughed loudly. Loudly is the adverb which is describing the verb coughed. The boy sobbed softly. Softly is the adverb. My mother is incredibly patient. Incredibly is the adverb which is describing the adjective patient. The story was very interesting. Very is the adverb. Devi is often well dressed. Often is the adverb which describes the already existing adverb, that is well, in the sentence. Suma speaks very softly. Very is the adverb. Fortunately, we reached the station on time. Fortunately is the adverb which is describing the entire sentence. We reached the station on time. Surprisingly, no one came to her party. Surprisingly is the adverb. Sixth part of speech is the preposition. Preposition shows the relationship between words in a sentence. For the convenience of this lecture, I have divided prepositions into three major groups. They are prepositions of time, place, and movement. To understand prepositions of time, we have a very simple diagrammatical representation, which is a triangle. And at the top of the triangle, at the point, okay, at the corner of that triangle, it says at that vertex. Next comes on, and below that comes in. Let us look at this in detail. You must know that I have referred to the PUC textbook for this particular information. I found it very informative and very easy to understand, and hence I have used it for teaching you prepositions today. The at, on, in time pyramid. Okay, when we look at this triangle, let us look at the section of at. At describes hours. For example, at 5 p.m. or at 12 o'clock or at 7 a.m. On describes days. For example, let's meet on Friday, or on my birthday, or on May 7th, 1964. That's a long time ago. Third category is in. In describes weeks, months, years, decades, and centuries. For example, let's meet in 2 weeks. Let's meet in July or May. We met in 1970 or in 1981 or in the 80s. 80s is the decade 80s. or in the 1800s, that is a century, the 1800s. However, there are four exceptions. There are three exceptions to this particular rule. Okay, look at them at the bottom. When we are talking about minutes, we say in 5 minutes. When we are talking about in morning, we say in the morning, or in the afternoon, we say in the afternoon. However, at night, we say at night, not in night. These are the exceptions that we have to this rule. You understand how the triangle is placed? The biggest portion is covered by in. Okay, that means these are the biggest time periods: weeks, months, years, decades, and centuries. Then the smaller one is on, which talks about days. The smallest one is hours, which talks about at, with the certain exceptions that we have. Let us look at prepositions of place. A. Over. You see the ball is just a little up over the box. Okay, just a little over. There's not much distance. However, B, above, means a lot of distance. There's a lot of distance, we say above. On is when the ball is touching the surface of the box. On. D is in front of. E, beside. F, below. G, under. Below and under. Below is when there is a lot of distance, and under is right under. For example, there is a cat under my chair. And below, I can say there is a family living in the below apartment. H is behind. Prepositions of movement. These are few examples: across, around, away from, down, into, off, onto, out, over, past, through, under, up, toward. Let us move on to the seventh part of speech, that is a conjunction. Conjunction connects words, sentences, or clauses. Okay, let us look at the categories of conjunctions. They are coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, and subordinating conjunctions. Now, coordinating conjunctions, as the word coordinating tells you, join sentences or clauses of equal rank. Okay, for example, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so are the coordinating conjunctions. For example, I had a severe stomach ache. I still went to work. Both of these are equal sentences, but I need to connect these two using a coordinating conjunction. I will say, I had a severe stomach ache, but still went to work. But I still went to work. I had a severe stomach ache, but I still went to work. The I is missing over there. Let's look at correlative conjunctions. These are pairs that always work together. Either or and neither nor are the correlative conjunctions. Either I drive to work or get an auto rickshaw. Subordinating conjunctions join a dependent and an independent clause. The subordinating conjunctions are because, since, as, although, though, while, whereas. I called her because I missed her. I walked while talking on the phone. The eighth and the final part of speech is the interjection. Interjections are words that express a feeling rather than meaning. These words don't really have any meaning. These are short exclamations. They show sudden emotions. For example, hooray, we won the game. The word hooray itself has no meaning as such. However, when you use it in a sentence, the meaning is conveyed or the feeling is conveyed, the feeling of joy, sudden joy. Wow, what a beautiful dress. Wow. Oh, we couldn't find his watch. Oh, disappointment. Oops, I walked over the wet floor. Probably someone had just cleaned the floor and oops, I made a mistake. I walked over it. Bravo, you spoke so boldly. Bravo. That means you're trying to cheer your friend or motivate your friend after they have spoken so boldly. With this, we come to the final slide of parts of speech. This is the gist of what we have just studied. I have a homework assignment for all of you. Why don't you give me a sentence which covers all the parts of speech? It is quite a bit of a challenge, but then I'm sure you can do it, and I would like to see your answers in the comment section. Alright, with this, we come to the end of the session, and I will meet you in the next one with a small quiz on parts of speech.